What up, what up, what up, good people? How you guys feeling this morning? Guys, know the deal. Let's get off into let's get show shared a couple times. And then we're gonna rock and roll, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. You guys know the deal. Go ahead and type in the chat where you're from. Shout out your brand. CJ, where there's feedback. Yeah, there's going to be feedback for a couple minutes, CJ. I apologize. Whenever I first introduced the show, that's just kind of the platform that I use. So it's going to be a little feedback for a couple minutes, but then it's going to dissipate. So I'm going to have to look into that. But being a one man band, so to speak, uh, I just never, I don't know how to do some of that stuff and get some of that stuff taken care of. So, uh, so let me get this tweeted out real quick. Appreciate you with the feedback. Go ahead and type in the chat where you're from. Name of your brand if you're building a brand. Melody Williams checking in from GI. I'm pointing in from Seattle. Serial entrepreneur CJ Willis. I appreciate that. All right, so go ahead, guys. Go ahead and share the stream for me really quickly, and I'm going to do the same. Get it on my Facebook profile as well as my Facebook fan page, and then we'll get the show officially started. Super excited. Tiara Clay, Lady Barbara from VA. Good deal. Welcome, welcome to the show this morning. Give me the name of that shop, man. Give me the name of that shop. Want people to know that they need to go holler at you in VA. Monica, Future Leaders LLC in Philly. Monica, do you know how to change your YouTube name to Future Leaders LLC? If not, we'll talk about how to do that. We'll talk about how to do that. That way, wherever you're posting as Future Leaders LLC. All right, so now. Um, yeah. All right. Boutique House Enterprises, Gary, Indiana, in the building. Top of the morning to you, Queen. Much success to you all, man. I love you, entrepreneurs. Glad you're out there doing your thing, man. Um, way to hang in there, man. I know entrepreneurship isn't easy, and if you are an entrepreneur, that means you are hanging in there, right? So let me get this on my page, and then we'll rock and roll this morning. Mm. All right, here we go. How Legacy Sports Barbershop. There you go, Tiara. Appreciate that. So if you guys are in VA, give my girl Legacy Sports Barbershop a shout. Um, one last thing. I'm gonna go throw this on um, LinkedIn real quick as well. Uh, all right, there we go. You guys ready? I'm ready, man. We're gonna do a study of the books Think and Grow Rich, both the original by Napoleon Hill, as well as the Black Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbro, man. And we're going to get into a study. This might last us 3 or 4 episodes. I'm not quite sure. So much rich content in these manuscripts that It is what it is. So let's go ahead and get the show started. Hopefully my stream strength, it looks like it's blinking, but we're going to trust that the stream is going to be all right for today. So let's go ahead and get this party started.
It up, put the hip shit on the shelf, cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. My eyes done seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf, cause the way the real wealth is being real with self. My eyes done seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself, so I'm asking for help.
Money, money, money. That's all he talks about.
There's nothing wrong with being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, but not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth.
Money is the root to all.
No, it's the love of money that's the root of all evil.
All money. Okay.
Yes, I do think about other things in money.
Money.
I'm just trying to leave a legacy for my family. Money's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. And now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Mr. H Cortez. Good morning, Black world, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning live with your main man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my absolute best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. It's truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to come to you live and direct from the Black Wealth Movement Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Guys, if you are not familiar with what the Black Wealth Movement is, it's basically an answer to a question. How do we bring economic empowerment and community development to the Black community? We do it through financial education, right? We teach financial literacy in 5 core wealth building disciplines. Number 1, entrepreneurship. Number 2, tax minimization. Number 3, debt elimination. Number 4, credit education. Number 5, asset accumulation. That's right. You can't build generational wealth if you continue to buy junk. At some point, you have to switch that to buy things that are going to accumulate in value or bring money into your household. So the Black Wealth Movement teaches you how to do that. If you missed our $9.95 promotion, no big deal. It's not like it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to partner with us. Just $35 to start, $35 per month, and we're going to give you the tools, the resources, and the support to build generational wealth from scratch. When you partner with us, if you're working a regular job, you can increase your take-home pay anywhere from $200 to $600 per month using a simple strategy. Then we teach you how to take that extra cash and use it for debt elimination. Once your debt is gone, now you've magically freed up the money that you need to start investing, and we teach you how investments work so you can sit down with some professionals and get your generational wealth portfolio underway. If you're serious about joining the Black Wealth Movement, I want you to text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. Again, text Black Wealth Movement to 314-874-6887. Do me a huge favor. If you're checking this out on YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you have not already, and then give the show a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Makes no never mind, but rate the show. Let us know what you think about the show, because we're always trying to make sure that we can improve this thing and make it even better. So also, if you're new to the show, I'd like to let you know exactly who the show is for. This show is for risers and grinders, man. If you're ready to get up, get out, and get something, then this is your show. This show is for legacy builders. Every night before I lay down to sleep, and I'm asking myself, what can I do today, tomorrow, the next day to make sure my children's children are going to be proud to bear my last name? If that's you, then this is your show, right? On the other hand, who is the show not for? This show is not for that pessimist. It's not for the bump on the log who's sitting around waiting for someone to give them something. Nah, man, if that's you, this ain't your show. If you got a problem with money, you think capitalism is a dirty word, you think wealthy people are jerks, this is not your show, and we have to politely ask you to exit stage left, right? We understand that if you do not have the right relationship with money, success, prosperity, you will tend to repel it away from you instead of attracting it to you. And you guys are going to learn that today as we get into Think and Grow Rich. Think about what you're thinking about is the show's topic for today. So if that is you, we want you to leave the stream. We have a very low tolerance for negativity. And like I tell you each and every morning, man, I have no problem with you not wanting to be wealthy. That's your prerogative. I have a problem with you when you have a problem with me wanting to be wealthy. If you've never seen a future billionaire before, I want you to take a screenshot, cheese, and watch your boy work because it's about to go down. Today's show is also brought to you by Financial Health Insurance. Guys, we know how important it is to have your family covered, to get that peace of mind. If you do not have insurance, I want you to go to financialhealthinsurance.com, fill out the little form, and let one of our professionals give you a quote on what it will cost you to give your family peace of mind. Give your family the assurance that if something happens to you, that they will be taken care of. They won't have to struggle. They don't go into a downward spiral. Man, life insurance is critically, critically important. We don't have enough coverage a lot of times in our community, and sometimes we just absolutely have no coverage at all. For some basic benefits, man, it is very, very cost effective. We're talking about 20, 30 bucks per month, and you can really get some basic coverage. You at least want to be able to bury your loved ones without them having to go into debt, have a fish fry, or do some sort of GoFundMe. So that is financialhealthinsurance.com. Go ahead and fill out the form and get yourself a quote today. Don't delay, man. If you don't have insurance, that's just you're just being irresponsible, right? So go ahead and get your insurance situation squared away. Today's show is think about what you're thinking about. Now, I chuckle every time I say that or when I write that. Welcome to the show. If you're new, go ahead and type in the chat where you're from and the name of your brand. Grand Rising Black Wealth Builders, Beats by Du Bois Productions out of Ohio. Good deal. Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's show. We're talking about the power of auto suggestion and what your thoughts are really doing and the importance of taking care of your thought life. See, your thoughts, believe it or not, when I say think about what you're thinking about, you do have to make a conscious effort to control where your mind is going and the things that you allow into your mind and the things that you are thinking on and meditating on. How many times have you found yourself just sitting around looking off into the distance and you're before you realize it, you've been sitting there 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes thinking on some negative thought. I mean, it might have started off just thinking about, man, I'm gonna jack somebody up because of the way they treated me or because of something they said. And then you talk about you go into how you're going to jack them up. Then you're going to go out into where you're going to jack them up. Then you're going to go into the people that you're going to solicit to help you jack them up. And before long, you've been daydreaming for 12, 13, 14 minutes about something negative. See, that's you not thinking about what you're thinking about. You have to make a conscious effort to set your mind on the things that you want out of life and not set your mind on the things that you do not want. There's a power called auto suggestion. What's up, Lakeisha? Give us the name of your brand as well. Welcome to the show this morning. You have to set your mind on the things that you want versus the things that you don't want. Sometimes we fall into that daydream and we start thinking about all the things that are missing in our lives. We start thinking about the things that we don't want, and it becomes a stronghold for us. It really becomes a powerful thought. Good morning, personal economy coach is in the building. You absolutely have to set your mind on the things that you want in life and not what you don't want. So basically what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about where your thought life should be leading you to. So what are some of the things that you're going to think about? We got 10 things that you want to be thinking about. If you don't know where to go with your thought life, we're going to give you some outlines today, that some things that you could be thinking of that can kind of help you stay on track to really growing personally, financially. This book is called Think and Grow Rich. This one is Think and Grow Rich, the Black Choice But when we're talking about growing rich, we're not only talking about riches in the area of finances. We're talking about riches and prosperity in all areas of your life. We're talking about joy. We're talking about imagination. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about happiness. We're talking about peace. We're talking about every area. We want you to have abundance in every area, guys. And guess what? You absolutely have control over all of that stuff based on your thought life. What are you thinking about? So it basically goes like this. Thoughts will lead to your words will lead to your actions will lead to your habits will dictate your character, and your character will determine your destiny. So thoughts, words, actions, habits, character, destiny, right? So what you want to get in the habit of doing is thinking on what you want in your life until it becomes a burning desire. For me, becoming a billionaire in the next 9 years is a burning desire for me, right? You want to be thinking on the things that you want out of life and not the things that you don't want out of life. Because when you think on those things that you don't want out of life, those things, if you think on them hard enough, you think on them long enough, you study and meditate on that stuff long enough, you will create a burning desire for negative things as well. So what you want to do is think on the things that you have that you want till they become a burning desire. The reason they have to become a burning desire, because until they become a burning desire, you will not develop the belief and faith necessary to transmute those burning desires into actionable steps. See, how many of you guys know that until you fully believe in that thing that you're thinking on, you will never take any actions to make those things manifest, right? So your boy is still fighting this cold, man, and trying to overcome this flu. Got my Black Mama tea sweetened with my agave nectar, also from Black Mama. So, monetize my life, ready, paused up. That's right. So you really have to understand that those things that you want out of life, they absolutely have to first become a burning desire for you. Right? And this is all coming from Think and Grow Rich, both the original and Black Choice. So we're going to get into some things from both of these here in a second. So they have to first become a burning desire. Until they become a burning desire, they won't become, you won't believe and you won't have faith in your ability to create actionable steps. It's only when you develop the belief and the faith in that burning desire that you can bring it to manifestation, that you start to tap into your subconscious mind via auto suggestion. See, when you're thinking and meditating on something long enough, and you become to the place where you start to really believe and you have faith that you can get the job done, then you start to auto suggest to your subconscious mind what you need to make it happen. Then your subconscious mind is your connection to infinite intelligence, aka God, and all God wants is for you to prosper and be in good health. So your request to become whatever you want to become, your request to have whatever amount of money you want to have is absolutely there for the taking, but you have to, first develop a burning desire. How do you do that? With your thought life. You develop a burning desire with your thought life. Once you thought and meditated on something long enough, then you develop the belief and the faith in the ability to bring it to manifestation. Once you develop the belief and the faith, then all of a sudden that starts to creep and seep into your subconscious mind through the power of auto-suggestion. And now your subconscious mind starts to literally move the universe in your favor. I don't understand. I don't know if you guys get that. Your subconscious mind is connected to God. It has the ability to move the entire universe in your favor. Your thoughts, your words, your actions, your habits, your character, your destiny is all wrapped up and it all begins in your thought life. But you don't develop the belief and the faith until your thoughts become a burning desire. We're going to talk about how to get certain thoughts to become a burning desire. And that's where your belief comes from, and that's where auto suggestion comes from. So we're going to get into 10 things that you can be thinking on if you don't know, if your mind starts to wonder, if you start to let negative stuff creep in, because when the moment you're not consciously feeding your mind, then everything around you through your five senses is feeding your mind, and some of that stuff you don't want in your mind, trust me. Some of that stuff is feeding into your subconscious mind and creating auto suggestions, taking you down a path that you do not want. So you have to be conscious in your thought life. So let me go to today's quote of the day. Let's get that out of the way. So today's quote of the day: some of us seem to accept the fatalist position that the Creator accorded to us a certain position and condition, and therefore there is no need trying to be otherwise. This is so real, and this is the sickness that we have to deal with amongst our people. Some of us seem to accept the fatalist position that the Creator accorded to us a certain position and condition, and therefore there is no need trying to be otherwise. That is from the great Marcus Garvey. He had come to surmise that in trying to deal with certain things, that some of us as Black people, we have just come to a place that, hey, this is who we are. We just got to accept our lot, and we're not trying to become anything different. We're just, we're just basically, we're slaves. We are downtrodden people. We are less than. Some of us have just absolutely accepted our place that we've been put in this society, and we're not trying to become anything different. Well, y'all know how I feel about that. That ain't that's not going down. And I know there's enough of us out there who think contrary to this, and it's up to us to seek each other out, to source each other out, to connect and lock arms with each other and start to build together. That's the name of the game. Today's quote of the day is brought to you by Monetize My Life Academy. I want you to go over there to monetizemylifeacademy.com, grab your free ebook, Easy Online Incomes. It's a great little read. If you're trying to figure out how to make some extra money online, then Easy Online Incomes will give you some recommendations and some things that you can do, some things that you are probably not even aware of that are possible for you. You can absolutely really understand how the internet works, how online marketing works, how online businesses work, and they'll give you a variety of different ways to start making money online. So go to monetizemylifeacademy.com. At the bottom, you'll see a place to put in your name and email address to grab that free ebook. And then if you need education on how to execute the game plan, then that's what Monetize My Life Academy teaches, the actual membership site. So that is the sickness that we have to overcome, guys, as a community of people, is that some people just have flat out given up. Some people have just flat out given up. And that's why I do this show daily, so that those who are not giving up, those who are looking for solutions, I try to provide solutions each and every day. Guys, if you're just jumping on, do me a favor, type in the chat the name of your brand and the city that you're representing from. I would appreciate that very much. And give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you have not already subscribed. So, what are some things that you could be thinking about, how you're thinking about those things, right? So, this comes from Dr. Dennis Kimbro's Think and Grow Rich, a Black Choice, right? I'm going to give you 10 things here that you could be thinking on. And he says, fueling desire, how to stay motivated. It says, remember, anything you fear and dwell upon will manifest in your life. Anything you fear and dwell upon will manifest in your life. That's why we have to own and control media, because the media that we're consuming keeps us in a perpetual state of fear, and we're developing and manifesting those things that we are fearful of into our lives. We, just like anybody else on the planet, do not like, I would say for the most part, Black people, excuse my French, don't like niggas, right? And when I say niggas, I'm talking about the creation of this dominant society, that group of people with a warped way of thinking that it's really not, I'm not talking about Black people, I'm talking about niggas now. This is the creation that was created by the dominant society. We don't like them that much either. Now, everybody needs at least one or two in their camp, because certain situations require for either the nigga to come out in you or you to call on some niggas that you know, right? But for the most part, we're trying not to be that part of creation that was created by Black people. So when we don't own media, then we're constantly bombarded by images of that which we do not want, and we're bombarded by the images of that which we fear. And because we think and study on the things and meditate on the things that we fear, we're constantly manifesting that stuff in our lives. So we're manifesting that ghetto mentality, right? Is ghetto mentality 100% bad? No, we need that African ingenuity at times. But when we allow someone to define who we are as a people, and we take and own that definition as if we came up with it ourselves, then we help to create the environments that we claim we want to get out of. So we have to position ourselves to own and be able to project the images of who we want to become, so we can get out of this perpetual state of fear of the things that are constantly put in front of us, because that which we fear, we're constantly told that we live in high crime areas. We fear that, and we're helping to manifest that in our own lives. So we got to be able to change that stuff, man. We've got to be able to change that fundamentally. So anything that you fear and dwell upon manifest in your life. Poverty, ill health, criticism, or love will all manifest in your life depending on how much you think of it. There is nothing more important than learning the art of keeping your mind focused upon things, conditions, and circumstances of life that you really want. Here are 10 essential elements that will fuel your motivation. Number one, attitude, man. Think about what you're thinking about in relation to your attitude. You have to consciously put yourself in a perpetual state of a positive mental attitude. No matter what's going on in my life, I can't say that I don't have moments where I slip into a negative thought pattern, but you have to immediately change those negative thought patterns with and replace them with something positive. A lot of times we say we just stop thinking negative. It's more to stop thinking negative. You have to actually replace the negative thought with a positive thought. So if you want to develop a positive mental attitude, you have to be consciously thinking about your attitude. Number two, aspire to something bigger than yourself. Develop a magnificent obsession. Guys, I'm obsessed with economically empowering the Black community. That's my obsession. So I think on that all the time. And you know what? I try not to think on the sickness that is our people that have given up. Instead, I focus on the handful that are still fighting. I focus on attracting the right people who are still fighting, the people who are yet to give up. I focus on educating the babies who have not seen enough in life to cause them to want to give up. Right? What is your magnificent obsession? Type in the chat what your obsession is. If you've developed a magnificent obsession, then I want you to type it in the chat. If you have not, I want you to put I need one. Because having that obsession keeps my mind off of negative things. It keeps my mind focused on the end goal. Number three, possess a futuristic outlook. Take the long range view, release the past. What is your long range view? Are you looking into your future? Do you go into your future every day and borrow from the future that which is needed today to create that future? I go and have conversations with the future Cortez every day. How we doing, boss? Are we on task? Are we projected to be where we want to be based on what I'm doing today? Is there anything that I'm missing? How are we going to get to this billion-dollar empire in 9 years? Are you in your future? Do you see that? See, when I can live in my future and I can borrow from the future, it keeps me from focusing on current circumstances today. Because if I focus on the current circumstance today, I will not do what's needed to manifest what I need tomorrow. So you've got to be able to get out there in your future. Number four, develop a deep personal integrity. Be someone you can admire, right? Are you thinking about your integrity? I think about this every day. How can I continue to move forth, push this agenda forward, and keep my nose clean? Because I know as this thing continues to grow, as we continue to build and gain momentum, I know the attacks of the enemy are as this. They want to destroy your character. Before they take you out, they try to destroy your character and turn your people against you first. Well, I have to make sure as I'm moving through this movement, as I'm trying to lead this call to action of economic empowerment in the Black community, I have to do it in a way where I maintain the utmost integrity. Because all it takes is for someone to get a hold of some bad decision that I made, something that I did wrong, something that I didn't operate in integrity, and then they want to use that to turn the people against me. You have to understand. You have to understand that we have to be held on a higher level of integrity than anybody else on the planet. So these are 10 things that you could be thinking about in a positive way to start creating the faith and belief that you need to produce the auto suggestion to manifest the changes in your life. Tiara says, I need a magnificent obsession. All right, well, let us help you develop one. Melanie says, building the Black community, creating more Black entrepreneurs, giving our youth positive images in the Black community. That is a great, magnificent obsession. Body by Bazelle says her obsession is health. My obsession is second chances for returning citizens by providing financial education and entrepreneurial playbook and reforming the criminal justice system to reform, not just incarcerate. So those are some very healthy, magnificent obsessions. You have to have an obsession. And when you're thinking on that stuff, you're not thinking on negative things. You're not thinking on current situations. So that's powerful, right? Integrity. Number 5, accept total responsibility, man. I teach my sons that the number one thing a man has to be above all else is responsible. Responsible for the things that he do, responsible for the things that he don't do, responsible for the words that come out of his mouth. The reason a lot of us are not where we want to be is because we have not learned to take responsibilities for where we are right now. You're not where you want to be, but you yet to take responsibility for where you are. How do you think you got where you are? Where you are today is a sum total of all the decisions that you made throughout your life. You have to take responsibility for that. Remain in complete control at all times. Do not be manipulated by people or events. Operate on a personal timetable. You've got to take responsibility for where you are today. That's the only way that you're going to transition to where you're going to be tomorrow. Number 6, we're talking about 10 things that when you're stuck in a negative thought pattern, go to one of these 10 things and get yourself and replace a negative thought with a positive thought, right? Go to one of these 10 things and replace it with a positive thought. Number 6, edify and affirm others. Remember, nothing is greater than love. When you're stuck in a negative thought pattern, you're around people who are gossiping and backbiting, you take the high road and find out a way to edify someone else. When you're stuck, when somebody has wronged you, somebody has wronged you, and you go into that negative thought pattern, and you talk about, man, if I wasn't a Christian, I would do this. No, get out of that negative thought pattern and find and think on somebody that you can edify. If it's not that person, cool, but replace that negative thought with one of positivity, one of edification of someone who's done something great. Instead of focusing on the person that has wronged you, go immediately into the thought of some people who've helped you, some people who blessed you, and start edifying those and thinking positive thoughts on those people and how they've helped you and how they've created opportunities for you. Think on those things. Do not dwell on the negative stuff. Number 7, be grateful, not critical. Develop a gratitude attitude. It's very easy, man, when something don't go your way to jump right into an attitude of dysfunction, an attitude of, oh well, an attitude that you want to give up, an attitude of, man, I don't never have the right luck. Man, other people are always being blessed. Man, I can't believe I didn't get the job. Man, I can't believe I didn't get the promotion. Man, I can't believe that my business isn't working out the way that I wanted it to. It's very easy to go into that place when you can say, man, I'm glad I have the wherewithal to know that I need a business in this economy. I'm glad that I even have a job to begin with. I'm glad they even considered me for that next promotion. Then they know that I'm hungry, I'm ambitious, so they'll consider me for the next promotion too. You've got to change those negative thought patterns, right? Number 8, select your friends with care. Minimize people dependency. If you dominate your associates, there is no way for you to expand or grow. This is good, man. A lot of us only hang around people that we're bigger than. We don't get around people who are bigger than us because it's going to cause us to be more ambitious. It's going to cause us to stretch. So instead, we like to be the big fish in the small pond. Well, guess what? Fish can only grow according to the size of their environment. So eventually, you're going to get to a certain size in that small pond, and you're going to stay that size the rest of your life until you jump into a bigger pond and allow yourself to stretch and grow. That's just how it works, man. Point blank and period. That's just how it goes. Do it now. Decide what habits or changes you wish to alter in your life. Make those changes and never let an exception occur. Have a do it now, have a take action now type mentality. Not a wait till tomorrow, not next quarter is going to be better. Have a now mentality because all we have is now. You guys realize tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow never comes. All we have is today. So have a now mentality. And number 10, look for mentors. Mentors who are larger than life expand us. Mentors in different fields broaden us. And deceased mentors inspire us. Right? Talks about mentorship in 3 categories. Mentors who are bigger than life to you. They will expand you. Mentors in different fields, right? They will broaden you. And then those mentors who are passed on, like the Malcolms and the Martins and the Garveys, right? They will inspire us. So those are 10 things that you could think on when you find yourself stuck in a rut. Because I was told if you're the smartest or biggest person in the group, you're in the wrong group. You are absolutely right, D Knows. You're absolutely right. When you find yourself in that situation, it's time to change rooms. It's time to change rooms because what happens is when you change room, you let somebody else in that room elevate to that position. And now you go into another room where you're the smallest and you grow and grow and grow until you become the biggest in that room. And then you change rooms again. But you're absolutely right. So those are 10 things that you can be thinking on, and you have to be thinking about that stuff all the time. You have to have a conscious mindset, conscious effort, right? Now, how do you force this thing called auto-suggestion, right? That's going to come from today's daily book excerpt. So let me get that queued up. How do you force this thing called auto-suggestion? Right? There's 6 ways. Again, Think and Grow Rich. It gives you 6 ways to do this. First, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire or whatever the thing is. First, you have to fix in your mind what you want. That's number 1. Right? Number 1, fix in your mind what you want. In this case, it's talking about an exact amount of money. You have to be specific. You can't just say, I want plenty of money. You can't just say, I want this thing. You have to be specific, right? There's a psychological reason for definiteness, which will be described in subsequent chapters. So number 1, fix in your mind exactly what you want, not a roundabout what you want. Be precise. Number 2, determine exactly what you intend to give in return to get it. So you have to understand that there's no such thing as free lunch. If you want something, if you fixed in your mind, I fixed in my mind that I'm going to be a billionaire in the next 9 years. Now I have to decide, what am I willing to give up? I'm willing to give up everything but my family and my integrity. Everything else is negotiable. My family and my integrity stays intact in pursuit of my billion-dollar empire. What are you going to give up for that thing which you've decided that you want? That's number 2. We're talking about how to create this process of feeding your subconscious mind what it is that you want, so your subconscious mind will then move and bend the universe in your favor. Establish a definite date when you intend to possess that thing, whether it's money, whether it's another goal, whether it's a relationship, whatever. Establish a date when you're going to get it. 2027, December 31st, I will have $1 billion net worth because of my 4-pillar enterprise: media, paper asset, real estate, and traditional business. Traditional, traditional business. Those are the 4 pillars that I'm going to build my $1 billion empire on. I'm going to build a media empire that rivals Ted Turner and Disney in 9 years. I'm going to build a paper asset portfolio like no one has ever seen because of what I'm learning from my millionaire mentors, right? I'm going to have my own private equity businesses that I'm never taking public so that I can maintain control and do what I need to do in those businesses, right? And then I'm going to have a real estate portfolio that's just flat out bananas in the next 9 years. So what specific date when you're going to accomplish those things, right? Number 4, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not, to put this plan into action. Create a plan. Number 5, write out a clear, concise statement of what it is you want. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for that, and describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. So now you have to write down your definite your statement of how you're going to get this thing done, right? And I went over this last year and I neglected to do it. That's why I'm a year behind the 8 ball already in acquiring my $1 billion empire, right? So I've got to get this done. Number 6, read your written statement out loud twice daily, once before going to bed and once when you arise in the morning. And you do that until you get your statement memorized. And then once it's memorized, you use that statement all the time. And once it's memorized, you can then infuse emotion into the statement. Because when you're reading blank words and speaking blank words into your subconscious mind, it's doing nothing. It's not until words are infused with emotion do they actually create auto-suggestion in the subconscious mind. Today's daily book excerpt is brought to you by Young Biz Kids. As you see, I'm sporting my Young Biz Kids shirt today. Young Biz Kids is a nonprofit organization that teaches entrepreneurship to our babies. If you are looking to teach entrepreneurship to your children, I want you to go to youngbizkids.org and learn. There's a lot of tools and resources out there that can help you teach entrepreneurship to children. So again, that's youngbizkids.org. And if you like some of the content on there, if we help you in the area of teaching entrepreneurship to your children, please consider making a tax-deductible donation to the organization so we can keep this thing afloat. All righty. So that's how you get auto-suggestion to take place in your life, right? There's something else that I wanted to read. Let me see if I can find it real quick about infusing. Maybe I can't find it right now. I thought I had it marked. Oh, here it is. We talked about thinking about what you're thinking about for the purpose of your thoughts transmuting into a burning desire. Your burning desire then creating belief and faith, right? Here's what it says on faith. Faith is the head chemist of the mind. When faith is blended with thought, The subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration, translates it into its spiritual equivalent, and transmits it to infinite intelligence, as in the case of prayer. The emotions of faith, love, and sex are the most powerful of all the major positive emotions. When the three are blended, they have the effect of coloring thought in such a way that it instantly reaches the subconscious mind. When it is changed into its spiritual equivalent, the only form that induces a response from infinite intelligence.